Okay, so we have a little change in scenery since the last video, thankfully. Today's gonna be leg day. We're gonna focus on our glutes. First, you wanna start off with some stretching to make sure you don't injure yourself. You're gonna wanna stretch your quads. And I don't know why, but stretching out like my lats and everything, it kind of helps to prevent back injury. At least I notice I'm not as stiff the next day. After you're done stretching, stretch as much as you'd like. I don't have any recommendations on how long you should be stretching or not stretching. That's something you know your body, and if you have any problem areas and you know where, then you need to take some extra time with. Now, to kick off leg day, we're gonna start with cane squats. It's kind of a full, not a full, but it's a lot of leg workout in one, and it's a nice tool, a nice exercise when you need to reshape your legs. And if you're trying to get everything kind of up and rounded and stuff, this is a good thing, which is kind of my goal. Down to hinge, up and squat. Down, up, and squat. Now, when you're going up, you want to squeeze the glutes. And when you're squatting, you want to make sure that your back is straight. It is way more of an easier movement if you only need one dumbbell. But if you have dumbbells that aren't high enough in weight, you can do it with two. Kettlebell would also be good. Anything you can hold between your legs to be able to bring the movement back up. So like a long bar wouldn't work, or something like that wouldn't really work. We're gonna go ahead and do 4 sets of those. We're gonna do a warm-up set just to learn the motion, and then we're gonna try for 6. And for the last 2, we're gonna try to go as long as we can. So let's try for 8, but if you're doing more than 12, then really you need to up the weight. If you are able to do more than 12, then the weight is too low, you're gonna have to move it up, and that is what they call progressive overload. I'm on my last set, but I wanted to just show the innovation going on. For a home gym, you kind of have to make it work. I'm gonna do it. If you choose to do it, that's on you. But, so yeah, let's see. Dang, this is kind of heavy actually. I already did it with the 10s at this last set. I did it with 10s and it worked. So I'm like, I wonder if I can put 20 on it. Okay, ready? This is my last set, so I kind of want to make it count. I will say that counted. I will say that we got the most out of that set. Next, we're gonna do a reverse lunge. The reverse lunge is great for your glutes, and my favorite thing about it is that you can do it with almost any piece of equipment. If you only have one dumbbell, then you're gonna pick it up with the glute that's gonna hold you and move you. So like for instance, the leg that's going behind you, that's not the leg you're working. So if you only have one dumbbell, or if you're using a kettlebell, you're gonna put it on the side that's working, which means the side that is not gonna go behind you. And then you put yourself down, bring yourself back up. Put yourself down, bring yourself back up. Now, obviously if you have 2 dumbbells, one on either side is fine. If you have a barbell, Throw it on the back, and then bring yourself back. This exercise as well, you're gonna wanna do a quick warm up. Just a couple of light reps. And then you're gonna wanna go in for something a little more. And then of course, for your last 2 reps, you wanna try and get yourself panting. You wanna, feel your legs shaking just a bit, not all crazy, You're not trying to injure yourself. You just wanna make sure that your muscle is working correctly. If anything feels weird in the knee or in the hip, give it a rest. Sharp pains are not good. Sometimes I get a sharp pain and I'll be like, it's probably all right, and I'll keep going. That's not a good idea. If you have 2, or if you have a barbell, you can do alternating, which is kind of helpful. You really want the heel of your foot to be what's bringing you up. That's how you work the glute. Try and squeeze a little bit. Okay, we'll call that my warm-up set. I'm gonna finish up my other sets and catch my breath. And then I'll be back to go over the next workout. So just like everything else in this video, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just showing you what I do. So I personally have always hated hip thrusts. They never felt right. I never really felt like I was feeling it in the right spot. And for some reason, especially, I was feeling it in my quads. And that was just, it made me hate them. And I know that I need them if I want to grow my glutes. I'm not saying that's the only thing, but it seems to be, I could be wrong, but we'll see, I guess, a helpful tool to grow your glutes. But I have one of these thicker bands. So when I put them around my legs just above the knee, I put I can barely touch my heel. I can just touch it. That's where I want to be. I get set up for my hip thrust, and for some reason or another, they make it feel right. They make everything good. I don't know why. I don't know if this is a lot of people's experience. I've seen people do it, but people would be like in the comment section, like, why are you doing that, right? Like, there's no use of that. So I just kind of thought there was no real reason. Goes to show. Take the comment section with a grain of salt. My feet are shoulder width apart. I'm gonna just barely flare my toes out or whatever. And I'm using my glutes and squeezing them, bringing them down, squeezing them to bring them up, bringing them down, 2. Okay. Oh, okay. And so that is actually my second set. So I'll be doing 2 more. And my final exercise is going to be a conventional deadlift, but we're gonna wrap it out. So I don't think I can get up to turn that camera off. I'm gonna finish these sets and I'll be back with the deadlift. I'm gonna do a couple of these just because my baby's already awake. There's a few different kinds and there's a few different ways you can do it. I just do feet width apart. That's conventional. You drop down, you're gonna slight bend at the knee, and you're pulling it up. There's underhand, overhand, and mixed. I do mixed. You can use chalk, you can use liquid, what is it called? The liquid stuff. It's like liquid chalk pretty much. You can use wraps, like wrist wraps that help wrap around the barbell to get a better grip if you have trouble with your grip. And then there's also these hooks that it's like you wrap it around your wrist and then it's a little metal hook and you just hook yourself on there. Those are really great when you're higher in weight and you really are trying to gain the strength, but your forearms or your hands just won't let you. Personally, I have really bad like grip strength, and I have really bad wrists. So I used wrist wraps, not with this, but like with other things I use it. So yeah, no shame in the game. Use the tools you can get. We got some really low weight going on, so we're trying to wrap that out. We're gonna start with a warm-up set and then get into a little bit more, and of course your last 2 sets you wanna do your best. I'm gonna finish up as much as I can before that baby monitor starts screaming at me. And then I'm gonna finish the video with giving a recap of how my diet went last week, how the deficit is going. If you're interested, you can keep watching so I can fill you in. Okay, so we're getting to the end of the video, and I just wanted to go over my plan and the strategy that I use to get through this goal that I've set for myself of fat loss. Every time I've gone through any sort of deficit or fitness goal, I always started with a journal. I keep a journal. I keep multiple journals for really everything in my life. Literally, I mean, I'm kind of crazy, but anyway, this is my health and fitness journal. It's a regular composition notebook. I've used all kinds. Any kind will do. So I start by realizing my goal. What is my goal? I knew this time around my goal wasn't necessarily weight loss, but it's fat loss. You can't target fat loss, but I know that I have to be in a slight deficit. So once I realize my goal, I then can start mapping out my plan. In order to understand my plan, I had to do a lot of research. I looked into a lot of things. I've Googled a bunch. I've read, I've watched, I've done. Done it all. And I knew that I had to be in a slight calorie deficit, and I knew that I had to take weight training up a notch, because if I'm trying to lose fat, I need more muscle, because the muscle mass is what helps burn the fat. So I knew that not just aesthetically, I knew that those proportions were off, but I also know that my muscle mass isn't very high. So that's the goal. The goal is to lose fat by gaining muscle in a calorie deficit. So that's my plan. The first part of my plan is going to be my workout plan. Right now I have a list of workouts that I can do Monday through Friday, and these can be moved around. Being flexible is very important, especially if you have other priorities that have to take precedent in your life, like kids, a spouse, a job, all of that stuff, because you never know, how things are going to roll out every week. It's not going to be perfect. Trust me, had to learn that the hard way. I wish I could have a perfect schedule for everything, and it'd be on repeat. I don't know why I'm that way. I'm just a creature of habit, but that's not the way that it goes. Right now, 2 leg days, 1 rest day, 1 active rest day, which can consume of, going out with my kids to the park, going for a good walk, going for a jog, going for a swim, doing whatever. That's an active rest day. I have a HIIT workout planned, a full body HIIT, and then I have a main lift day, which is just bench, deadlift, squats, push-up, pull-ups, the main things. Those are the big lifts, right? And I try to do my best. I test my strength on those days, and that's where I really try to push myself. It's also a meal plan. So if I go back, I have how much I weigh currently. I have how many calories are my slight deficit going to amount to, and what is the protein goal that I'm trying to hit. And then I kind of map out the stuff that I like to eat, that I know I'm going to eat. I know I like turkey breast. I know I like chicken. I know I don't really like salmon. You know, you need to sit with yourself and really think about what you genuinely like, because if you try and follow the trends of what people are eating, like that salmon bowl that was going around earlier last year, I tried to make myself eat that. I don't like salmon. I don't like salmon. I wasn't going to eat it and I would waste it. I just prepped peppers last week because they're volume food. It's low calorie, high volume food. I can eat a whole pepper and it not mean really much. But I don't like peppers. And I left them and they went bad. So that's just silliness. You gotta like sit and actually be honest with yourself. What do you like? Whatever it is, don't bother. Don't even bother. Who cares if it's the best food? If it is the best food for you, are you still really gonna eat it? Probably not. We know what the best foods are for us, right? Do we eat them? No. So map out what you genuinely like, what you enjoy, and build your meals around that. Make sure that it sticks, obviously, in your deficit and it hits your protein goal. For me, I've learned to make the most out of every meal. So if I can make a meal and if I can make a yummy sauce out of Greek yogurt, or I can add volume with some butternut squash, or whatever it is that I genuinely enjoy, I make the most of it. I mean, if you prefer to just do plain chicken and rice, it's fine. There are some chicken and rice days. Some days I just don't want to think and I'll just have chicken and rice. Heck, there are days I just have chicken because I am not doing it. That's okay too. Once I know my meal plan and once I have down a fallback fitness plan, then I move into breaking each week down. So every Sunday I sit down and I break down my week. So last week I broke down the meals that I was going to eat from what I have in my fridge. I thought about what I had to pick up. I went and did that. I meal prepped what I could. I wrote down some snacks and things, and then I wrote down my movements and I planned every day. So I did, however, forget something in my planning that threw my week off. And that's okay, because then I just had to move things around because I know I have to be flexible. So for last week, we hit everything we had to hit. We just had to move it around a lot. I've already started. It is Tuesday. I made this video. I actually recorded this before and the sound was all off. So we already went through this. You just don't know. But this week, I planned all my dinners for me and my family. Every dinner that I make sure that there's a way I can either make it healthy or I just swap it out for a plain old chicken bowl of something. Chicken and butternut squash is my go-to right now. I love it. I had it last night because my family had chicken Alfredo. And I didn't have gluten-free noodles and I wasn't about to do all that. So I just meal prepped butternut squash on Sunday. This is the second Sunday in a row that I've meal prepped butternut squash, and it's Tuesday. It's almost gone again. I love it. I cannot believe I've gone this long without it, but that's what I had for dinner last night. Tonight is my husband's birthday, so we'll be probably going out. And tomorrow is Wednesday, and I'm probably going to do a pork fried rice. So because I'm doing a pork fried rice for my family, I'm going to do a small portion for me of fried rice. Do some pork on the side so that way I make sure there's enough protein, and then I'm going to give myself a heaping serving of veggies. And that's how I'm going to balance out that meal, because pork fried rice sounds good to me. I want it. I want to eat it. I don't want to be watching my family eat the amazing food I make, right? Like, why? No, you just have to make it work for you. So that's what I have for my plan tomorrow. And on Thursday, we have taco bowls, chicken. On Friday and Saturday, I'm gonna wait and see because I don't know what's gonna happen. We might go out. I might have a bunch of leftovers. For lunch this week, I prepped chicken salad, and instead of mayo, I used cottage cheese and I flavored it with some jalapeno and some elote seasoning, which is from Sam's, and it's amazing. I just eat it like that. Like, I don't need a lettuce cup. I don't need a cracker. I don't need like blah, blah, blah. If I wanted to put it on a cracker, that'd be great. If I wanted to put it on some potatoes, it's a whole meal. That's yummy. I've been fine though. For breakfast this morning, I had Greek yogurt and I prepped some gluten-free, sugar-free banana bread. I will be honest, it's not amazing, but with the Greek yogurt, it really balances. It makes me feel so much more fuller, and it's just like so yummy and like warm. And like with my coffee, it feels like I'm not dieting. That's what I love. I love my food to make me feel like it's not like I'm not missing out on anything. So those are what my meal preps are for this week, and those are my plans meal wise. For workouts on Sunday, I did a full body workout, and yesterday I hit legs pretty good. So because I hit legs yesterday, I want to take a rest day today. A lot of the muscle growth actually happens after the workout. You do the hard work, and in the rest and in the nutrition and all those things is when the growth really happens. So I'm going to take a rest today because I hit legs yesterday, and then tomorrow I'm going to go in with a strength training day for my main lifts. And after that, I'm going to hit legs again. And then Friday, I'm not going to take a rest day, but I'm going to take it easier, and I'm going to do a swim. Something that I'm going to try and incorporate weekly, just because it's a full body workout, it's easy on your joints. And I really feel like now that it's summertime, it's almost like it's a vibe. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm doing. And then Saturday's going to be an active rest day. I'll probably just go to the park with my kids or run around and see. This is a blank space. This will be next week, and then so forth. So the planning is pretty essential. It helps me not just stay on track and hold myself accountable, but it's also a really great motivator to get myself in the mood. Like on a Sunday night when I'm writing down my plans, I think I can do this because I can do this and you can do this. It's all on the paper, right? Like when you see it on paper, it looks so easy, and it's like, just do this, you know? So that's how I plan everything. All you have to do is start writing down your thoughts. Essentially, that's all it is. There's no special layout. There's no special way. There's no right or wrong way to do this. As long as you start writing down your thoughts and you plan ahead and you maintain that you will be flexible for these plans, you can do this. That's going to wrap up this video for this week. Next week, I'll be coming in again to give another update and probably another planning, but I'm not sure what else will be included. I'm going to try and do these videos every 2 weeks, if not every week. Okay, thanks so much for watching. See you later.